The S-Class is still quite possibly the pinnacle of luxury. I'll include a link to the Mercedes of Draper's website in the description down below. They're providing us with this S-Class. Ask for Corey if you have any questions. Let's get right into it. This week's giveaway highlight is a supercharged Silverado High Country and a Corvette Z06. If you're interested, use code BHC or click the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment to get 4x bonus entries on any donation $25 or more. Powering this is a twin-turbo 4-liter V8 that goes through a 9-speed automatic. Fuel economy 17 around town, 27 on the highway, with power outputs being 496 horsepower and then 516 pound-feet of torque. We're closing in on 500,000 subscribers. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Gotta love the satin white that Mercedes does on the S-Class as an option. It's expensive. And of course, you got the giant emblem on the hood. Pretty fancy pants looking headlights. They're the digital lights. So, yeah, there's a lot going on there. Anyways, you can see with the grille here, lots of chrome trim. And here, let me press the key fob a few times so you can kind of see the little turn signal indicators. I feel like headlights keep getting crazier and crazier as time goes on. 255 by 40 by 20 for the tire and wheel setup up front. You got a silver ring there, blacked out wheel, darker brake caliper too. 285 by 35 by 20 in the back, and same style with the wheel. Here's your side profile. This is where you can see it's a very long car. You've got those pop-out door handles too. That's still part of the S-Class. Now when it comes to key fob features, we have our lock and unlock function, the opening for the trunk as well. And then when it comes to the trunk area, you've got quite a bit of storage, cargo netting on either side too. I mean, this is a big sedan, so you'd hope you have some trunk space. I love how it's automatic like an SUV. Fancy looking taillights here in the back, and then you can see with the body painted spoiler and then all the chrome badging. So yeah, they've kept the design pretty simple so far. We'll see what the new S-Class looks like when that comes out, but there's the exterior. Keyless entry, and let's pop in. So we've got acoustic glass here in the back. You also have heated and ventilated seats, memory seats at that, power adjustments for the seats, sunshades too, and then really beautiful design on the door panel trim. Pillows on the headrests, and then again, look at that stitching all down the center. Tons and tons of legroom in the back. We have a little storage pocket there, wood trim on the back of the seats, which is kind of cool. We have our own climate zone, all the controls down the center, some USB ports below. We also have, looks like a little screen setup you had here. That's pretty cool looking. Interesting. Anyways, center console with more USB ports, and then it looks like that opens up to be some cup holders. So yeah, there is quite a bit of utility here in the rear, so that is crazy looking up top. We do have a sunroof, and you can see that that even has nice material. Same thing for the headliner throughout the car. Let's now check out the front. Blind spot monitoring with the mirrors, again acoustic glass up front. You've got all of your seat adjustments, heated cooled seat function, massaging seats as well. Light controls on the door panel still, it's interesting. And then the mirrors do power fold in, and yeah, more of that nice trim. Look at that pillow headrest, perforated all down the center with the front seat. And you can see the front passenger has a lot of the same features. And look at the ambient lighting there on the door panel, that's fun. Steering wheel is interesting. You've got wood trim on the exterior and then leather trim on the center. Paddle shifters there on the back. Also have a column shifter with this. But this is for the infotainment system. And then these controls down below, like volume, voice command controls, and then controls there for the center screen. This also has your adaptive cruise control. Full digital gauge cluster, and you can customize what the gauge looks like. I do like the exclusive gauge for the S-Class, pretty fancy looking, but I also think that they should maybe go back to some analog on these high-end luxury cars. 360 camera system with this, good resolution on the camera at that. And then we've got a big infotainment system. It's got stuff like the climate controls built into the screen. The good thing about the system is it is quick to respond. Got massaging seats, of course. It's an S-Class, you'd hope it had massaging seats, right? But yeah, you do have some kind of like physical-ish buttons below, so for like the drive modes, for example, it'll shortcut there. So I'd say it's a good system to use. Some storage here, and you can actually cover it up, that blacked out piece. Got some more USB ports, and inside there's a phone charging pad. Center console opens up with a nice button there, more USB ports. There's so many USB ports in this car. Yeah, soft touch trim there, blacked out trim on the dash. Again, kind of see the ambient lighting. And then we have another sunroof up front. 2026 S580, $158,040. Let's see how this performs. Mercedes S-Class. Let's see how this performs. I was lucky enough to have one of these for a week as a demo car a little bit ago. Probably about I think it was a couple years ago now. It was nice. It was definitely nice. Now it's very quiet, acoustic glass all throughout. Now this acoustic glass is obviously making its way through the car industry. I mean, I'll kind of talk about some of that stuff towards the end of the video, but first off, the V8's incredibly smooth. Now, with these high-end luxury cars, there's been lots of talks about going fully electric because electric powertrains can be the smoothest. And I do think that's a good argument, but at the same time, I do think that people that buy even this want a little bit of excitement still, you know? Because this isn't like, I mean, you can be chauffeured in this, but this isn't a car that most people are going to be chauffeured in. Most people that buy an S-Class are going to be driving the car themselves. So, yeah, I think that they're going to be looking for some level of driving engagement that you just can't get out of an EV. The suspension's incredibly comfortable. I mean, this is one of the most comfortable cars out there. And the bolsters kind of tighten as you go around corners and stuff, so that adds to the comfort. It's really nice. And being a car, right, not an SUV, you don't get the body roll, so when you go around corners, it's not like side to side so much. You know, that Lexus that I'm long-term testing has acoustic glass all throughout, but it, you know, it's gonna have some body roll because it's body on frame and an SUV and all of that. Yeah, this doesn't. It makes it so it feels more luxurious. I do think that unibody independent suspension is kind of the way to go if you're looking for maximum luxury with a vehicle. Now we'll get a little acceleration here. Oh! Yeah, it pulls like a freight train, as that was to be expected. Oh man, why are there a bunch of rocks? It's a bunch of gravel on the road. Yeah, it's quick. It's quick. So here's my this is not just the S-Class, this is the Mercedes too. Here's my beef with the whole situation. I honestly think that, and it's not just Mercedes, it's Audi and BMW too. I think they're all kind of losing their luster here in the US market specifically. Now, I do think that like some of the high performance cars they sell, and like, you know, the G-Wagon's still exciting to a lot of people. G-Wagon's becoming less so though, I will say. I mean, people still buy it as like a status symbol, but yeah, things are kind of changing, it seems like. But here's the deal. You can get matte paint on a Kia. That's $30,000. You can get acoustic glass on, you know, Kias, Hyundais, and even Nissan has it in the $30,000 price range. Now, obviously, they don't have acoustic glass in the back, but I bet that's coming not to, you know, but it's going to be coming pretty soon, where they're going to be selling cars that are in that around $40,000 range that have acoustic glass all throughout. Mark my words. So, a lot of the stuff that makes this car special is kind of not as special anymore in terms of the luxury, right? You're able to get it in much less expensive cars. And then you look at the rest of Mercedes lineup, and it's like, oh, well, you're not going to get acoustic glass unless you pay an extra option for it. It's like, wait a second, that's standard equipment on that $35,000 Nissan Rogue. Why do I have to pay extra to get acoustic glass up front in my $80,000 Mercedes? So I think there's a lot of stuff that's kind of changing how people perceive the brand, and then the prices are just, I mean, they're crazy. This is a very nice car, but I mean, if we look at luxury cars, you can get 90% of the experience that this car provides in the Genesis G90. That's $100,000. Now, the engine, the G90 sucks. I hate it. It's not nearly as good as this engine, but the rest of the car is pretty darn nice, right? It's insulated, it's comfortable. Again, it's not there. It's not as good as the S-Class. I did a comparison test of them back to back, and yeah, that's what I found right away. It's not as good as an S-Class, but it's close, and I think it's close enough for a lot of people. So yeah, I think this is a great car. I'm excited to see when they do the redesign. I think that's coming maybe sometime. Man, this lot is so tight, and this car is a boat. I think the redesign's coming sometime next year. Hey, I hit your $160,000 S-Class into your $200,000 S-Class. That would be a bad day. How I went bankrupt. So, yeah, I'm excited to see it, but I also think that, I don't know, I think the European cars are kind of, I think they're falling off a little bit, the European luxury cars, because of what non-luxury automakers are offering. And then also the prices of all of them have gotten, they're crazy now. I mean, this is $160,000, and this isn't even like the fully decked out. That would be the S63. So, let me know your thoughts.